Hello, I'm Dave Lyman with VGM Associates, and I'm here today with Nick Bush from Direct Supply. How you doing today, Nick?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me, Dave.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Nick, I just have a question to start with you. What motivated you to join Direct Supply?
Oh gosh, the culture. That was probably the biggest selling point when I first heard about the organization, and when I got to campus and just was able to take it all in. I think that was what really sold me on it.
That's great. What are some of the most important lessons that you've learned in your career in the medical industry?
I think it boils down to, and whether you take it and think about it from a customer's perspective or if you're in a leadership role, I always kind of thought about it as if you take care of your things, they'll take care of you. My dad taught me that when I was a 9-year-old kid and got a new mountain bike, so I was pretty excited about that, and I've just really applied that to life. If you take care of your people and your team, they'll take care of you. If you take care of your customers, they'll take care of you. So I think that really is kind of sums up how I've really approached it over the years.
That's great. Well, we heard some about you. Let's learn a little bit more about Direct Supply. So, I guess I'm going to just say first, who is Direct Supply, and how long have they been in business?
Yeah, great question. So we've been in business since 1985. Direct Supply is a healthcare technology company that manufactures and distributes durable medical equipment, respiratory equipment. But yeah, we've been in business since 1985. Our founder and CEO is Bob Hillis. We're a private employee-owned company out in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, about 1,300 employees. So we've been primarily focused on the long-term care senior living industry, and over the last couple of years, we've really expanded that to work in the HME space.
Yeah. So, what inspired Supply to expand into the HME space?
Probably timing. Timing was a big piece of it. We launched our 5-liter concentrator in 2020, and was introduced to a couple of the HMEs out there, and that really kind of brought us along to this space. So we were able to establish some good relationships with those folks, help out during a time of need, and we've evolved and continued to learn more about the space. Kind of took a look at it and see if we thought we could actually provide some long term value to the providers here, and feels like that there might be an opportunity for us to do that. So we're kind of looking forward to continuing our expansion within it.
Yeah, I know Direct Supply and VGM, established a relationship in 23. I know we've been working together prior to that, but how can Direct Supply help VGM members in the home medical equipment space?
Yeah, I think today it's adding some supply chain reliability to their operations. At Direct Supply, we do not bill, we do not work B2C. So we're really looking entering this space as someone that can shore up some of those supply chains to make sure the HME providers have the right equipment, the right products they need to care for their patients. And that's really where they really excel. And we're happy to help complement that in those situations. I think in the future is understanding a little bit more about the landscape and the market in general, where the macro trends of healthcare are going, and helping to understand what maybe some of the gaps are within the space. So, for example, in the long term care, senior living space, we've been able to create some new technologies, new products, and that's all through partnerships and discussions with our customers. Sitting down, having roundtable discussions, and understanding what some of the inefficiencies might be, whether it's due to labor shortages, rising acuity, different settings to care for a patient, whatever that is. And then we kind of sit down and work collaboratively together and see where we can maybe take some of those inefficiencies out of play.
That sounds great. So we know that Direct Supply is a market leader in senior living and long-term care space. What are some of maybe the most common misconceptions about Direct Supply?
Yeah, I think there's a few. So one, Direct Supply as a private employee-owned company, I think some people tend to forget that a little bit. That gives us a lot more flexibility as an organization. So we really can take and provide outrageous customer service, and that's one of our key principles as an organization. We have the ability to really truly live and breathe that, and not have to worry about shareholders or someone if we make a decision internally to make sure we go above and beyond for customers. So I think that's one thing. Another piece being we're not a big med surge company. We don't do a lot of disposables. We do purely equipment. I shouldn't say purely, but majority of equipment. So whether it's um, beds or mattresses, wheelchairs, all the stuff that falls in that equipment space, that's primarily where we play. And then I think the other thing is just we are not a company that builds, we are not a company that does B2C. So we try and look for other partners and other providers and other spaces that we enter that we can really partner with and work collaboratively together to bring success to everybody.
That's great. And you mentioned innovation earlier. What are some of the most innovative products and services that Direct Supply offers?
Yeah, I think this is always a fun one. So innovation and technology is at our core. That's essentially we were founded as basically a technology company, and some of the integrations we built in the '80s that really kind of launched Direct Supply. In 1995, Bob started building the largest e-procurement platform in the senior living space, and that was out of customer need. The same year that Jeff Bezos started building Amazon, Bob Hillis was building DSSI. So it's pretty crazy to think about, but the technology and the innovation is huge. We built the largest building management, asset management platform in the entire senior living space that's got 10x the amount of users on it than our closest competitor does. We built a DS Smart platform that takes residents, when you take residents' vitals, it goes directly into the EMR. So we've got a lot of integrations done on that side as well. So I think from an innovation and technology perspective, that kind of scratches the surface. And as we look at these other areas, one thing we've also been able to do based on our who we are as a core competency as an organization, we've got a large team of engineers. We've got a large team of data science that really focus on that innovation piece. So downtown Milwaukee, we have an innovation and technology center. We host about 4,000 customers a year through that in our main campus. And it's rather mind blowing to see some of the things that we do and some of the new technology that is going to come to healthcare. So we work with, oh gosh, quite a few startups. We've vetted over 4,000 startups in this space and in startups around the world that are bringing new technology to healthcare and really ways to overcome certain challenges, whether it's trying to identify if someone is fighting a disease before they know it's a disease, if it's a loneliness piece and you're looking for a companion, if it is, gosh, being able to take residents' vitals without any wearables whatsoever. There's a whole lot of different applications that I think we'll be bringing to the market in the future. So I think that makes that pretty exciting.
Yeah, I visited the Innovation Technology Center and it's amazing. I definitely challenge any of the DME suppliers out there to reach out to Nick to come visit. It's definitely an experience. But kind of moving on, Nick, to the next piece here is, VGM and Direct Supply have a pretty good relationship and it's growing. What are some of the most popular products and services that Direct Supply offers to the HME world?
Yeah, I think today what really launched us was our concentrator. That was definitely our direct supply brands, our attendant concentrator. That's what, like I said, really propelled us into this space. We had a couple of groups that wanted to go at scale and do a container direct model. We had some that were order a truckload, and others that wanted us to ship to 5 here, 7 there, and whatever that is. So fortunately, through our long history, we can accommodate many different models. But then it really started to get into wheelchairs and mattresses. I think those are the next two big ones. We've been manufacturing our own mattresses for 25 years now. We've got a pretty strong share with that. So I think those are the next couple areas that hit on. We're launching our own home care bed, or excuse me, bed for this space in Q2. So that will be live in less than 90 days. So we're really excited about that piece. We've been manufacturing beds a long time, but it didn't have a split frame and it had 3 or 4 motors. So trying to make sure we actually had the right products to fit this market has been a pretty exciting piece and a pretty good evolution. And then we've got all your bent metal as well, so your wheelchairs, walkers, rollators, in that piece. But it's been a fun journey to kind of evolve the portfolio a little bit and understanding what the HME providers' needs are and what helps them to really bring some stability to their operations.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, thank you for that. You know, there's a lot of trends in multiple different industries, and the DME market isn't safe from it either. We talked in the past a little bit about VGM members can lean on direct supply to help navigate through the market. What would you say some of the most significant trends in the DME market today are?
I think one of the big ones that is basically hitting every market that everybody's talking about is just staffing challenges. How are we going to care for more people in their homes when staffing continues to be a challenge? So what are we going to innovate? What new technology are we going to bring to market to really help offset that? And one of the things I think about that our engineers created, what's called this Panacea Easy Lift device. And essentially, it goes on your wheelchair, and as you push up on the armrest, there's a seat mechanism. It's non-powered, a seat mechanism that helps lift you out of your chair. And at the same time, that also engages an anti-rollback device, so the chair doesn't shoot out. So how does that play? Well, if someone is trying to assist and get themselves out of their wheelchair into a shower and out of their shower bench, they're able to get and able to do that on their own without always needing assistance. Because again, the labor challenges, the staffing shortages that we're all seeing. I think with some of the other new technology out there, like I said, it kind of goes back to what we have at our innovation and technology center, but ways that you can see that someone is fighting a disease before they even know it. So when you think about how that plays out over time, if you can see someone's fighting a disease before they even are impacted by it, you're able to intervene much earlier in the process and actually hopefully stop some of that and cure some of the maybe the conditions that might be coming along with it. I think those
Yeah,
were, and one of the other things I get, sorry to cut you off, Dave, but one of the other things I think about as well is when I went to the HME News Business Summit, and one of the presentations there was the lady said, we need all these more beds, and people talk about more beds to care for these seniors and the baby boomers. But when you think about it, and then she made this comment, she goes, the beds are already there, they're just in people's homes. And to me, that was a really profound statement because that's true. Like, people are just going to continue to receive more care in the home. So, what technology can we bring, whether it's an RPM solution or something to help providers care for their patients in a more efficient fashion?
yeah, and I don't want to put you on the spot. Obviously, direct supply, one of the, if we had to say a key word, and there's many of them, but a key word that what who direct supply is innovation and finding different technology out there to help serve whatever healthcare market that is. As you know, there's in every market there's significant challenges with reimbursement. How could you speak on for the DME market using some of this technology? Because I'm going to assume that there's probably a cost to it to help better serve their communities that they serve.
Yeah. So, I guess, can you ask the question again for me, Dave?
Yeah, I think I'll just kind of re-summarize it. Is a lot of the products that you're coming out with has a lot of technology, and there's a cost to that technology.
Mhm.
How could a DME provider use that equipment to take care of patients in their community with the reimbursement challenges? Do
Yeah.
you see them, give you an example, do you see them maybe being able to go to a referral source to show, hey, we're using this technology to better serve your patients? Maybe even talking to a payer in the community to see if they could get a different code or a higher reimbursement for that product. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, great question. So thank you. I think it's twofold. I do think there's an opportunity for providers to work with payers and show some of that technology that maybe the reimbursement isn't there today, but maybe that'll help speed that up. When you look at reduced readmission, hospital readmission rates, fighting those diseases in early state, I do think there's an opportunity there. When I think about direct supply in the future and how we play in value-based care, I think there's a strategy for us when it works with providers, payers, and the patient. Our goals are kind of be in the middle of the three of those. If you look at a Venn diagram, that puts us right in the middle. That's kind of how we think we can support the providers to help them with their payer conversation to make sure the patient's taken care of. So I think that's one side of it. I do think there is the consumerism side as well, where cash payments will carry over for a long time. I'm not originally from Wisconsin. My folks live a little bit further away. If my folks needed some sort of RPM solution or I wanted to make sure mom and dad were safe, you know, I'd give you my credit card, you charge me a SaaS fee or whatever that monthly fee looks like. And if I've got visibility, just to make sure I know mom and dad are okay. So I think there's a component to that side too, that there's opportunity there for the adult children that are more willing to pay to ensure that the safety is there for their loved ones, even though it might not be a reimbursable thing. So I think cash sales are going to continue to increase when it comes to healthcare.
Yeah, that's some great points. I think the biggest point I think I want to point out to the listeners today is direct supply isn't just a manufacturer. Direct supply is a leader in innovation and technology before even the manufacturing piece comes into place, right? And I think that's where some people struggle in the DME market is not understanding exactly what direct supply is because you do so many different things. And the market, I think, needs to know more about what direct supply is doing. What are your plans for the future for the DME market space to get them to know direct supply more?
Yeah, we're going to continue to grow our partnership with VGM. I think that is, I don't want to say the easy button, but I think that is a great way to grow your partnership and grow your visibility within the space. I started doing and leading this initiative for direct supply about 3.5 years ago. So we're continue to learn all the time. And every time I have a conversation, I was out in Los Angeles earlier this week with a couple meetings and just, ask good questions and shut up and listen, essentially, to continue to learn more and see what the long term value we can provide is. I think working with folks like VG and just some of those key strategic partners out there that are willing to sit down and kind of put the swords away for a little bit and have a discussion on how we can all better the industry together. I always kind of think about, high tides rise all boats. And as we innovate and people look for new technologies that might overcome a problem, let's talk it through. What does that look like? How does that work? A lot of those things that we create are based on customer feedback and then some just great roundtable discussions of here's a gap. We don't know what to do about it. So I'll give you an example. Our Innovation and Technology Center downtown Milwaukee is on Milwaukee School of Engineering's campus. MSOE had the first AI undergrad program in the entire United States. So we lease a building right there from them, and we actually hold some of their classes in our building. So now you're bringing all these students in and they're seeing, okay, like, hey, who's this healthcare company that I'm having this class in? They start to learn more about direct supply and they figure, hey, this is shocking, but there's some innovation that can actually happen within healthcare. So there's more of the world than Elon Musk and SpaceX. So as they start to learn more about our culture and we bring in some of these conversations, it's fascinating just to see like these bright-minded kids come out of school and understand the problem and think about it in different ways that most people don't with their technology background, with how they would apply AI in some of these certain situations. And then for us, because we're really fortunate, we're able to tap into the supercomputer that they have in the building right next door to us. So when it comes to computing some pretty crazy algorithms, some things that might, just fry your normal laptop or your normal computer, we're able to tap into that horsepower a little bit too. So I think for us, long term, we continue to learn more about this market, the value we can provide to everybody, and really better make sure like providers have the tools and resources and technology they need so they can care for their patients. And I think that's what we're all in it for. We're all pretty mission driven at Direct Supply, and we care about those people that need the care.
Yeah, that's definitely great information. I guess a question to ask you is there something that I missed or I didn't ask you about direct supply that the listeners might want to know?
Yeah, I guess, we've been in business for 40 years. We've been very successful and had some good luck in the senior living space, but it's all just based on relationships with our customers. We provide outrageous customer service. That's the second principle of the organization, and we live that through and through. It's a very, very big deal for us. So we try and take care of our customers so they can take care of their patients, and that's really what it boils down to. We also do a lot of government advocacy work. So if you look up Direct Supply and want to know about us, we're very vocal in DC and have done a lot of efforts there. And we continue or are starting to do that in this market as well. So an example, when Trump was in office, Vice President Pence was on our campus for an event. So he came to Direct Supply. Like I said, we spent a lot of time in DC. I was at the fly-in event in May of last year back in DC. So we are members of AA Home Care and sponsors there. Hosted a couple of sessions at our innovation center with a few folks from the industry. So that's been great. But I think, we're excited to be in this industry. We're excited about the future of this industry and are really, really excited for the opportunities to partner with different folks throughout it.
That's great. Thank you for that. How can a VGM member get in touch with direct supply to learn more?
Yeah, the easiest way, I've got a team and I that really work in this industry. People can call me, email me, whatever's easiest, or go to directsupply.com on our website and see. You'll learn all about our organization, the different platforms we've created. But you can, the website's just directsupply.com. You're able to go on there and I say, kind of learn more. But my email is just nick.bush@directsupply.com. People can always reach out to me directly. I'm on the road quite a bit too, so happy to go and meet with someone in person if that's what they prefer, or give me a call directly. Would love the opportunity to see if there's a way we can help them at all.
Yeah, Nick, I just want to thank you today for taking the time to so we can all learn more about direct supply, and I look forward to the future. So, thank you.
Great. Well, thanks for having me, Dave. Really appreciate it and appreciate the partnership with VGM.